One thing I have to say with Eliza does, she's talking about the kits that are copyright kits. And she's talking about Gracie's Corner, and she says she sees kits with Elmo. And I think she might be referencing some of the crochet channels. So you can use like the word Redbird. I mean, and it's going to look similar, you know, when you're making something, because there's patterns, and it's called fair use and public domain, and there's only a limited amount of patterns, just like the people in the music industry who argue about, and when I say argue, it's friendly arguments. It's not anything that's serious. The argument of there's only so many musical notes that you can use. So what they're referencing is getting caught up in the content ID, because they used a similar phrase of notes together, and then they get dinged with a copyright ID on the content ID on the internet, a copyright of some sort, because it's similar to someone else's music. Well, there's only, I mean, and they said there's only 9 notes altogether. But then they put them in and mix them in other ways. So it's the same thing. It's the identical same thing with what we're talking about in the crafting world too, with selling things. But I want to hear more of what she has to say. So I might be making several videos. Here she mentioned Sesame Street and Sonic. And so, for example, Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess. But we also have Sonic. We have Sonic the brand, that's kind of like the A&W drive-ins. They sell the burgers, and then Sesame Street. I mean, you could avoid using the word Oscar the Grouch, and you could just call him Trash Can the Grouch, or something like that. You know, something that's not registered. Trash Can the Grouch the Trash Can, or Grumpy the Grouch. Grumpy the Grouch would work. Grumpy the Grouch. Yeah, in a trash can. Grumpy the Grouch. It would be an impersonation, but it's not identical. You could make a Grumpy the Grouch, and you could change your words and use something else. What she said something about to do not buy that stuff. I'm not sure what that means, do not buy it. Well, the lady before that I was listening to, she said there's people who are licensed to sell that stuff, that they purchased a license and they're able to sell that stuff. So what her argument was, the lady before, Starla Moore, she said that she has a license to sell it, and Etsy can't tell the difference.